Hey guys, it's Lottie and welcome back to my channel. So for today, I'm pretty much just gonna sit and talk about, I guess, a little bit about me since some people ask like, who am I? How did I get started in photography and things like that. So my name is Lottie and pretty much with photography, I've been doing photography maybe about, I'm not even gonna say because I was always like off and on doing it. I did have a full-time job at first, but let's just say this is my solid like 3 years of not having a full-time job, just doing my photography full-time. Some of the things that I really enjoy about photography would probably be mostly portraits. Also, I'm trying to get a little bit more in the sports world, but I feel like my sports world love has kind of like changed a little bit. Um, at first, I really liked doing a lot of like in-game shooting, but since I guess I would say like my biggest thing I wanted to do was shoot for the NBA. I done a little bit of that, but I really want to like focus more on like getting on the court and doing the shooting during the games. So I guess it's kind of like what's triggering my love for it to kind of, like go up and down just because I am still shooting NBA games, but however, I'm not on the court. So it makes things just a little bit more difficult for me, I guess, like to really get the shots that I feel like I need. Even though I do understand that we should move around and get different shots, I still feel like I'm a little bit limited within the positioning that I am actually, shooting at when I'm doing the NBA. Some things right now I'm really trying to focus on. I really want to tailor my photography a little bit more towards like headshots and also possibly like sports portraits. But I am a person who I guess like I like it. It sounds great in what's it called theory, but I actually have to like get on my computer, message people, call people, just kind of put myself out there a little bit more. So that's something that I'm praying that I'll do a little bit better at this year because, these clients are just not going to fall out of the sky for me. That is something that I do understand, but it's just a little bit harder since I consider myself a little bit on the shy side. I don't really like going out, like finding people. But again, in photography, you really have to like, make a name for yourself. Of course, your work should speak for itself, but also you need to kind of put yourself out there a little bit more so people can kind of like see who you are, see what you're doing, and see what you're about. So that's something that I'm praying. Let us pray that I'll get a little bit better at this year. Just because I do believe like I have great systems in place that's going to actually, get me the clients that I need and also like deliver things in a timely manner. So that's something that you guys out there pray for me too about that. If you guys have any tips, just kind of put them down in the comments. Let me know what else, might help me kind of overcome that fear of like, reaching out to people. I know it's like a fear of rejection type thing, but at the same time, it's more so like, let's just say if I do get a lot of clients and it's just like, oh my gosh, like I might need help. It's just like, it's only me sometimes, but I do feel like most of the things I can actually do on my own. I mean, there's a little bit of fear rejection as well, just because I know I started off last year, really wanted to focus more on the headshots as well. And it's just like I was emailing people and people were not, like responding back. But I understand that it kind of takes time to really, like get people on your side. And also, like, I just can't email for like 2 weeks or like 3 weeks and expect for, thousands of clients to just fall in my lap. So I just have to be a little bit more consistent and a little bit less like I need this stuff right away and just kind of keep building towards that. So, I mean, that could be a tip for you guys out there as well. Like, we had to put in the work. And sadly, if you don't hear nothing back, just keep on emailing because I know Fashion Nova emailed me and I haven't bought clothes from Fashion Nova probably in about like 6 months to like 8 months. So they're still going to email. So I just need to email my clients as well. Something else I'm working on this year is pretty much just being a little bit more of a presence online, I guess. I need better online presence. It's kind of hard, like keeping up with social media these days. I personally, I don't think I really like social media like that anymore, just because I know when social media first came about, we were just able to like, scroll and have fun. And now it's like everybody's selling something. And it's like, I don't want to be the person who's always just selling something or, like trying to gain more clients and things like that. So I am trying to really focus on a little bit more like educational aspects of social media, like giving guys tips that are actually good. And, just kind of helping a little bit. And from there, I'm pretty sure more opportunities will come for me. But right now, I really need to buckle down. With this new year, I've been having a very, very, very slow start. Like, there's so much more I said I was going to do. But I think my new year is pretty much going to start on February 1st because January has been not good. I kind of like woke up on January 1st and I was just like, Lord, I need to like really figure out my direction and my angle because I don't know if a lot of people are like me. I'm probably more so speaking for women just because I know like with guys, like y'all don't really take a lot of things personal or I guess like into consideration. And I'm not like singling out anyone, but I do know, well, I've heard that guys like they make their decisions and they don't think about like other people, I guess. It's kind of like selfish, but at the same time, it's kind of like self-preservation. But as a woman, like I kind of think about everything else that could happen, might happen before it happened. If it's really going to happen, who knows? So I just need to be a little bit more mindful of just myself, like put myself first, think about myself because I have, a ton of friends who, they know I do photography, they know I do videography sometimes. Everybody's wanting me to help them out in their businesses that they're trying to do. But I just need to focus 2026 on myself. I need to help myself. I can't really pour and grow into other people right now. I don't feel like that's what I'm being called to do in this season, if that makes sense. I need to just really pour into myself. So if any of my friends are watching this, I love you guys all, but I have to do what's best for me in this season right now. So maybe, let's check back in maybe 6 months from now if I've got all of my goals pretty much in line and almost done. And then maybe, I can go ahead and dabble in and help some friends out as needed. But right now I really need to just focus more so on myself. So that's something else that I'm thinking about. I really need to do in 2026 because people are driving me crazy. And I think it's more so how they say like self-inflicted kind of like anxiety that I'm getting. But at the same time, like I'm always very helpful and I'm kind of on the end of where I don't really ask for much help. So maybe, if I change that around a little bit more, I can just really get things done for myself because I really have to make sure I'm in my winning season this year. Let's see what else. So I'll just kind of like take you guys through my journey, I guess, with photography. So I've always been excited about the camera. I used to just take a lot of pictures of myself, like my digital camera. And I just kind of fell in love with photography and just like angles and things like that. So when I went to school, I would say technically I did not go to school for photography. I did take one photography course while I was in school, but everything that I've learned in photography has pretty much been self-taught and like, when I go around my friends who do photography, they teach me things too, and we just kind of bounce off of one another. But as far as really truly learning photography, it's pretty much just something I kind of learned on YouTube, just going out doing things, just like personal experience and stuff like that. And also, like shadowing some people. When I say shadow, I mean like, let's say I have a friend who's doing photography and they invite me to a photo shoot. So I'm kind of like, watching what's going on. Or, maybe I'm a second shoot at somebody's wedding just because I really need the experience and they probably need someone who's actually going to, like help out a little bit to get a little bit extra photos. So yeah, that's kind of like how I really started to learn a little bit more about the camera and things like that. Let's see what else. My decision to like really leave my job, it was something I had always been thinking about because I really never wanted to truly like just have a 9 to 5, even though sometimes like I just need to go back because it's so much more easier than, trying to really do all of this on your own. Because I just need better community. I would say that I just need better community. So like leaving my job, I really kind of had like a 5-year plan for my job, but it ended up being like 7 years. And then I finally, found a way to break out. I can, deliver you guys that story. I'll think about it if I want to share that. But I think everything just kind of happens in God's timing. And I don't know also if you guys can see, I am now in studio space, so that's been a plus. So that's something I transitioned to like the last like 2 months of 2025. So I don't know if you guys remember, but I was shooting everything kind of like in my home. But now I am strictly in studio space, or I do like on location things as well. So I'm pretty proud of that. The studio life has been a lot better, I guess. Better in aspects of like it just gives me more space, more energy. I feel like people, they don't mind like doing the home shoots, but I just feel like this feels like more professional, like with people coming to the studio and things like that. So that's just a personal decision that I chose to make for myself moving into this year, because I really want to like hammer in on these headshot photography and all that professionalism stuff. So with that, I can't be, I don't feel like I feel the best offering professional headshots in my home studio versus, a studio like this, and people, they can come here, they can get dressed, they can, do their makeup if they need to, just kind of offer that setting for my clients. So yeah. But also, let's see what else. I just kind of got on a tangent with that one. Yeah, so I'm just really looking forward to this year, even though I'm afraid of this year, because I feel like this year is kind of like do or die. I sound so country. I feel like this year is kind of like do or die. So when I say it like that, it's just because this is kind of my third year, like I said, full-time photographer. And if I really don't put all of my systems in place the right way and really go after my clients that I need, I won't have to go back to work, but I feel like I'm really not fulfilling what I need to do as far as like in my photography career, and what's going to make me feel a lot comfortable in my photography career, if that makes sense. So yeah, like I got to get some things figured out on my end right now. But overall, I feel like if I stick to a plan and make a schedule, I'll be good. If I don't, then it's going to crash and burn. Let's see. I don't know what else to say right now. This is my first time even trying to do like a talking video. Next time I'm going to be a little bit more prepared. I might write down some things, but this is kind of just like going off the fly. I really wanted to just come on here, let you guys know that I will still be around in 2026. I'm going to find some new content for you guys to put out. I'm here to answer any questions. Again, thank you guys for your comments. I am still, experimenting, learning, and, doing things. I might do it one way like last month, and I'll do it a different way the next month, just if I found like a more efficient way or a better way. Because sometimes I mess up too. Nobody's perfect, so just keep that in mind. So I am providing education, but also I am learning things as well. Because one thing that I did want to mention, like me moving into the studio space, like my home was pretty much, I can't even say how big of the space I was shooting in, but it was not this big. So like moving to a studio space, you really have to understand that, now I have all white walls, and like, the light is bouncing a little bit more, but also there's more room here too. So some of the same like lighting outputs that I had in my home may not necessarily work as great here, because I have to put out more light, or, there's things like that. So it's just a little bit of trial and error. Then also in the studio, they already have like the lighting set up, but I've kind of like still been, comfortably like shooting with my own lights. So that's something I want to do this year too, just kind of like get on their lighting system just a little bit more. They have like the Alien Bees, even though like that's, a little bit more old school, but it just would be a little bit more efficient for me to just kind of like grab my gear instead of like all my lighting and things like that, equipment to come and actually shoot here. So we're going to work on that as well this year. Let's see what else. Yeah, I don't know what else to say right now. So I guess if you guys enjoyed this video and would like to see more content like this, please subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time.